Namaskaram. Today, the International Secretary General of Vishwa Hindu Parishad, Sri Milind Parande, is here with us to share his views and thoughts for Kesari Weekly. Namaste, Paramji. Okay, Paramji, I am directly come to the question. Whole world is looking towards Bharat in the current situation. So the responsibility of India and responsibility of nationalistic organizations like Vishwa Hindu Parishad is growing day by day. What is your opinion about it?
Yeah, definitely, this is a resurgence time as far as Bharat is concerned. And every citizen and every responsible organizations must contribute in that resurgence. And all of us must learn in a committed way to think about the society, think about the country, the Rashtra, more responsibly. That is what is expected, and whatever work Vishwa Hindu Parishad is doing is to create this type of national character, Rashtriya Charitrya. So it is a very important time in our history.
And Milindji, the word Hindu is creating so many controversies, discussions from time to time. If you look into the history, that particular word Hindu. So why we are so particular on this word Hindu? Actually, there are many theories about the origin of this word. And one of such theory is that it is originated from Persian, and some foreigners termed our people in connecting with the river Sindhu, Indus. Why we are so particular on that word?
No, this word is very old. It is not given to us by any foreigners. It is originally from here only. And some people who are saying that in the place of Sir, people started calling her. But then the Sindhu river is called Sindhu only.
Yeah.
It should have been called Hindu, but it is still called Sindhu. So that theory is not really the correct theory. But what we have to think is that Hindu is our, what you can say, asmita. Asmita is our sense of identity, what we think we are. And the history of this country is the history of Hindus. The Sanskriti or the culture of this country is the culture or Sanskriti of Hindu. And that is why what is good for the Hindu is good for the country. That is why that word Hindu, that identity Hindu is very, very important.
But many people, many historians, and even if we go through the Puranas and all, we hardly see the word Hindu.
That is okay. Some people have said that when there is only pure, what you can say, ghee, you don't say it pure ghee, you just say it ghee. But when there is something else that says that it is also ghee, then you have to say this is pure ghee, this is not pure ghee. And then pure ghee from this town, that town. So it gets added to the name. So in that way, when there was nobody else, we really didn't need any name. But when many people started coming, then to distinguish ourselves from them, a name was required.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there was no need of the name.
Understood.
And even if you go, it is Hindavi Samrajya, like Shivaji Maharaj Ji, or others also. If you see, Swami Vivekanand Ji also, he's talking about Hindu. So people whom we call great, for a few centuries, they have been using this word. So whenever it has come, that identity is at least a few, centuries old, at least.
Okay.
Even though it is not seen in any religious text or anything. because it is not merely a religious word. It is about life values also.
Yes.
It is not only about
Cultural values.
no, it means it is not only puja
Yeah.
or that type of thing.
Yes.
That is also part of it.
Yeah.
But it is not in entirety that much only.
Okay. And you well aware about that. In the current scenario, Sanatana Dharma is facing huge challenges. It is not only in this era, if you look into the history, it was keep on happening. Mostly from inside, not from outside. What is the actions and remedies you are looking forward on this?
Actually, that is the way the nature of the world is. So, there will always be this continuous struggle of good and bad. So, there is nothing surprising. That's the way the nature of the things is. And that is why we say that in our Hindu Dharma, the basic concept is, becoming very strong. That is why we must have strength. That is why we try for being strong. Because strength is the base.
Yes.
Shakti.
Absolutely.
Shakti Upasana is the base.
Yeah.
That is the answer for everything. And anything good that you want to do, the basis is strength. Weak people cannot do anything. Weak thinking cannot do anything. So, these problems will always be there. Their face changes, their form changes.
Yeah.
But the basic struggle about good and bad is always there. And that is why we say Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. So this is a continuous travel like this. So there is nothing surprising in this. When our strength became weak, for some time it seemed that we were overwhelmed by that. But now again there is a resurgence of Hindu Dharma. I will not say Hinduism, it is not an ism, it is a Dharma. So it is a resurgence of this Hindu Dharma, and that is why we are becoming more and more strong, but not to do anything bad or commit atrocities, but for the welfare of the whole humanity. That has been our attitude. So the world need not fear our strength or our resurgence.
And another thing, I noted that we may the only nation in the world which faces such kind of enmity from inside. If you look into the world history, you look into the rich history of Russia, France, or any other nation, in no other nations have faced such cultural challenges from inside the nation.
No, it is not. See, this is a continuous process. We should not say enmity, or we should not use those words. Those words are very wrongly describing what is happening within us. This is a continuous process. So, when what happens is that this is a synthesis that is going on,
Yeah.
and it is a continuous process. It is not a state, it is a process. Our life is also not a state, it is a process.
Yeah.
It's a process of living.
Yeah.
So even history, our Sanskriti, it is a continuous pravaha, so to speak. It is not a stagnant thing. It is not the done thing.
Yeah.
And that is why these processes will happen. And as and more people will understand what is going on, because there is too much dynamism here. That dynamism is giving out all these things. So some people, they are in it, but they have not yet understood it. And our Sanskriti gives that latitude.
Exactly.
And that is why there are so many facets of Upasana also. Like you can have Upasana in the form or in a formless way also. And you have a freedom of not doing Upasana also. So all the complete spectrum is there.
Yeah, we have freedom to do nothing. Also.
Yes, definitely. And no, we don't think that anybody is lost, because we feel that this is a cyclic process and things keep on evolving. And to give them proper direction, strength is required. As even science says that entropy is continuously increasing. That is, disorder is continuously increasing. That is the nature of the thing.
Yeah.
But if you want to create something, you require energy. Without energy, nothing is possible. That energy is what we are saying, that, all our effort to garner strength is to guide things in a proper way. That is what it is happening.
Yeah, being a science student, I really noted your point. The entropy is increasing. It is the part of growth. So it is the outcome of the growth also. Yes.
It is the way it is. That is the nature of this world.
Yes. Nature of the world. Correct. And about Ram Janmabhoomi agitation, and more than an agitation, what is the impact of this movement in our socio-cultural dynamics?
See, when we will see that this is not about only bhakti, though it is essentially bhakti also, because many of us consider Sri Ramji as Bhagwan. So that astha, that attachment is definitely there. And when the great temple was destroyed on his birthplace, so definitely there was agitation, there were many battles that were fought. In the first battle itself, 1,71,000 people laid down their life when the temple was destroyed. And up till now, estimated over 3 lakh people have given their life to rebuild that temple. So it is about that also. But there are many people, as we have seen in Rama Janmabhoomi agitation, that different type of people have joined with this. So it is not only bhakti, because many of them think that he is Maryada Purushottam. That is how a man should live, or how he is like a symbol, Adarsha, that how a life should be led. So that living example, that is also very, very important. And what Bharat stands for what Hindu Samskriti stands for, all that total value system, those are the Maryadas. There is really no word for Maryada. Maryada in itself, there is no translation for that word. Limitations is the wrong thing. So those Maryadas, those are the values that we think denote good life, or the best life, or the ideal life. And they have been seen in his life. He lived them and established them, so to speak, by living them. And that is why it is a matter of identity, who we are. We identify with what he stands for. So that asmita, it is matter of about asmita also, identity. It defines our identity. And that is why when that temple was destroyed, it was a very deep wound to our mind, to our psyche, to our society, everybody. And that is why there has been so much effort from the society, Hindu society, to rebuild that temple. When this temple is built now, we will see that before the agitation, many people were very shameful of identifying with an Hindu identity. The way our education system has been handled, the way all our symbols have been defiled. So there was a sense of shame in many people's lives. But with Rama Janmabhoomi, that sense of shame was removed. And for the first time, so to speak that Garva se ko hum Hindu hai, I am proud to be Hindu. That feeling is generated again with a great force. That is one very, very big impact of this agitation. Like Naipaulji said, that a wounded civilization is standing up again to reassert.
V.S. Naipaul.
Yes. He said that after Gita Jayanti 1992, 6 December 1992. So he said that a wounded civilization is standing up again to reassert her place in the world. So that is what has happened, because we have been at war for last 1,500 years. So we were weakened from inside also. because of the continuous aggression, many faults and social bad practices had entered us also, and continuous aggression, there is a tiredness, so to speak, in the society, and we have set that aside, and with this agitation the society stood up again and reasserting herself, this civilization, this sabhyata. We will see that before Ramajanmabhoomi agitation, another very big impact is that anybody could insult Hindu and still do successful politics at national level in this country.
Yeah.
But after Ramajanmabhoomi, it is impossible to do successful politics at national level if you want to
insult Hindu.
If you insult Hindu, you cannot do it. So that is a very great shift. Means you could ignore or insult Hindu and still be successful at that level.
So there is a paradigm shift.
Definitely, because Hindu has come into the center point now. We are not right or left or anything. We are the center. We are the prana. That is why I said that Hindu history is this country's history. Hindu Sanskriti is the Sanskriti of this country. Hindu Dharma is the Dharma in the larger sense of the word, value system point of view. And lastly, Hindu Hita, the welfare of the Hindu is the welfare of this country.
Yes.
Anything that goes against the Hindu welfare is not good for this country or this Rashtra. That is why Hindu has come in the center point again of everybody's thinking.
Yeah.
That is the biggest impact, I think.
Okay. Again on Ram Janmabhoomi, Milindji, apart from a devotional place or a temple, and it is going to be a national symbol and integration and all. That's what I understand. And you rightly said that there are many struggles, wars, martyrs, lot of sad things happened in the history. And as I asked, apart from a devotional place, is in the upcoming temple premises or in the Ayodhya city, such memorials are also coming up to remember those martyrs and those struggles and history, wars. All those things are there in the.
Oh, definitely.
It will be there.
It will be there.
It will be there. And how this mission is going to impact in the coming years?
One is Ramji being consecrated there in the Garbhagruha. So that is the Prana Pratishtha Karikram. So Ramji in the temple. Second is Ramji in our hearts.
Yeah.
And in that sense, what we mean is that the idealism or the maryadas of Bhagwan Sri Ramji, we should understand them and implement them in our own life. See, he always stood fearlessly against all the bad things. So, and his sacrifice to protect and to implement his sense of duty. So that duty concept is very, very important in the life of Bhagwan Sri Ram. He went to any lengths to fulfill his duties. Thirdly, we will see that the sense of social harmony that he shows.
Yeah.
That he meets Shabri Mata, he meets Nishad Raj, he meets everybody.
Yeah.
And the simple people of the society also. See, there is a Vardan, there is a description of Ramji, Smita Vaktro Meeta Bhashi Purva Bhashi Raghava. That means though he was a very big Samrat, Ramji's description is that he is the first to speak. If anybody comes, he will speak first. It is not that I am big. If he wishes, then I will wish. It is not like that. That is how he is described. So there are many such things in his life which we can learn from, how to behave with people. So in every way he has established maryadas, how to live. So that thing to understand and implement in our society is very important, because last 1500 years many bad practices at social level have come into our society, like untouchability. It has no place in Hindu Chintan, Hindu philosophy, Hindu Tattva Gyan, Dharma. There is no place for it. But still, many people are practicing it. And it is being, means the Dharma is accused of that bad practice, whereas the Dharma doesn't defend it. Dharma doesn't propagate it. So this thing we will see, we'll learn it from his life. And we became too much, on the side of nivritti. And it went to akarmanyata, not doing anything, that type of thing. But Ramji, though there is tremendous vairagya in him, still he is doing continuously many good things for the society, for the country, for the dharma. So he is continuously active. He is not inactive because of his nivritti. That is very important to understand, because our society thinks too much about this nivritti and becomes totally, insipid in that way. So this sense of duty, what my duty is to the society, to the country, to my family, all these duties, they have to be fulfilled. So that is very important lesson from his life. So social harmony, then valor, parakram, shaurya, the goodness of his heart, simpleness of his nature, all these things are there. So when we say Ram in the heart, we mean this, that will it change our life or not? It should change our life. Shivam bhutva Shivam yajet. When we are doing puja of Ramji, we should become like Ramji. That is how we see it. And then Ramji in the system, totally. When we have the best system, that is called Ram Rajya. So that Ram Rajya is that everybody is happy. All the discrimination from the society is removed. As it is removed from my personal life, there should be no discrimination in the society also, at societal level. There should be no discrimination in the system. So all these things, see, no, it is painted in the Shastras that nobody died before their time in Ram Rajya. There was no stealing, all the crops came on time, the rains came on time, all those type of things. So this shows a balance in environment also. Today there is no sense of balance. That is why we are having global warming, climate change. All these natural calamities that are coming is because we have lost that sense of balance and sense of relationship with environment also. And our Dharma Vichar teaches that also, because it is the most eco-friendly Dharma in the world, Hindu Dharma. It is very, very, near to the environment, nature, Prakriti.
Yeah.
So all these things come.
Okay. And in between you rightly said about the casteism and untouchability. And actually it is a reality in our society. It was there for last few centuries and currently also. And it is a big challenge. Big challenge we have to face. And what VHP is doing to face these challenges?
See, I am saying is that it has no dharmic or philosophical or Hindu justification. It is a social bad practice.
Yeah.
It has to be eliminated.
Yes.
Completely. We cannot defend it, we should not defend it, we do not defend it. That is what we should understand first. And what are the things that are common amongst us? We should talk about them only. There are only 3 things that are common amongst us. One Rashtra, one country, one motherland, that is one thing. One Dharma Vichar, that is the second thing. And third is one Sanskriti. There is no fourth thing. Even language is not common. Caste is not common. Financial status is not common. Pantha Sampradaya is not common. These are the only 3 things. And what we should do is that a sense of devotion for these 3 things, country, dharma and Sanskriti, because these are the 3 things that bind us together as a society. a sense of devotion, and second, sense of duty. How to serve it, how to protect it. Vishwa Hindu Parishad, I think in the last few thousand years, is the first platform on which platform thousands of sadhus gathered and declared publicly and collectively that untouchability has no dharmic sanction. This is the first platform. There was a Sammelan in 1968 in Udupi where thousands of sadhus of all sampradayas came together and they said that Hindava Sodara Sarve na Hindu Patito Bhavet Mama Diksha Hindu Raksha Mama Mantra Samanata. That means just because I am born in a particular caste or a family, I do not become patit. And why is it so? Because we are sahodar. We belong to the same mother.
Yes.
In that sense, we are one. We are brothers and sisters. And then they say that what is our sense of attitude, how we look at everybody, then they say that samanata is the drishti. That we are one. That is the way of looking at everybody. And even spiritually, our Sanskriti tells the same thing. Atmavat sarva bhuteshu, it tells the same thing. We forgot practicing it. When we go away from our values, this is the degeneration that takes place in the society. So only speaking about them is not enough. Practicing those values. That is why I said that when you have Ram in the temple, but you have Ram in your heart also, and you have Ram in the society, in the system also. That means that we must practice all these great values. That is what it means. Just building a temple is not enough.
Yeah.
Practicing those ideals is what bringing Ram is in your heart is. That is why Ram is only not Bhagwan, but he is also Rashtra Purush also, in that sense. Because he is our ideal.
Yeah, actually, Swami Vivekananda, he traveled whole world and whole nation. But only towards Kerala society he said that these people are we have to send these people to lunatic asylum. Such kind of strong lunatic asylum. That is the word Swamiji has said about the casteism in Kerala. But he has not said anything, any such comments in anywhere else. So, as Keralites, we know that the casteism, that caste sense is extremely deep-rooted in Kerala, extremely deep-rooted in nowadays also. So, any particular plans or particular actions do you think it needs in Kerala at least?
See, what particular thing? We have to start practicing what we preach. Why Ramajanma Bhoomi is important in that sense is that Ramajanma Bhoomi, the Sheela Pujan or the Bhumi Pujan was done by Kameshwar Chaupal.
Yes, exactly.
So what you have to do is that walk the talk. That is what is. Bring what you are propagating in practice. There is no other way. There are no other miracles. That
it takes time also.
No, yes. See, we have to start from our own lives. Before preaching, we must start practicing in our life. We must try to bring it into our family. And then the organizations that we work in, we must bring into that, organization. And then whatever is our sphere of influence, we should bring it there also. That way, if everybody does it, then we can change the tenor of the living or the society where we are there right now. It is hard work because these are deep-rooted things.
Yeah.
So we have to address them, and we have to address them with a feeling that everybody is ours. If that feeling is not there, then see, that is the greatness of Narayan Guruji, I think here.
Yes.
That though he experienced so many things, but all the sadhus, not only Narayan Guruji, all over the country you will see that they did not profess bitterness or gruna or dvesh. That is the beauty of it. And that is why whatever change has come now also, even the contribution of Vishwa Hindu Parishad or organizations like Sangha also is towards this, that there are now crores of people who believe in this and practice it in their lives. Whatever good changes we are seeing in the country are because of such selfless efforts by such organizations. So more and more people in every caste, in every section of the society, they should stand up with this upbringing and these value systems, and they should practice it. That is the only answer. There is no other miracle.
Yeah. Don't expect any sudden change overnight.
It is not. See, we don't believe in Kranti, we believe in Utkranti, not revolution.
Yeah.
Revolution is not the way, evolution is the way.
Okay. Correct. About these religious conversion issues, this is a challenge for the for last few centuries. Still, it is growing, and still it is a big challenge we have to address somehow, especially in Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, Northeast and all. And it's a big challenge to nationalism, and how VSP is going to address it.
See, since its birth, Vishwa Hindu Parishad has been addressing this issue. What has happened in our country is that during this 1,500 years of struggle, many of the internal systems have been destroyed or distorted. So, systems about giving Hindu samskar have become weak. Then the traveling of all such systems also, they have become weak also. Our temples, our pujaris. So we have to regenerate that system. How our temples will become socially more conscious, socially oriented. That is what is very important. Then systems about propagating samskar and establishing samskar. New systems have to be developed according to today's time and resources. So there is internet, there is social media, all these are, things that can be used to propagate and do these things. Thirdly, we are living in islands. So one island doesn't have any contact with the other. That is why they are called islands.
Yeah, bridging.
So we have to bridge those gaps. Bridging those gaps with a feeling of oneness, Atmiyata, that we are one. That feeling is very, very important. That feeling should guide all our actions, all our thinking. If that happens, we can, take care of this. Today, Vishwa Hindu Parishad is encouraging thousands and thousands of people who have left Hindu Dharma to come back every year. And there are many sadhus and many other organizations also who are working along the same lines. And I am very confident that the number of people who are coming back is also in lakhs now.
Lakhs?
Yes, definitely, every year. And now abroad also, outside Bharat also, there are many countries like in South America, in Europe, in Africa, where lakhs of people are coming every day, every year into Hindu fold. So because any logically thinking, scientifically tempered person feels attracted towards the Hindu philosophy, Hindu Chintan, Hindu value system, Hindu way of life. In collectively we can say Dharma. And as they understand it, what is important in this is that only philosophy is not important. People who have lived that philosophy for millenniums, how is their status now? And that is why working for the betterment of our society, making them rich, making them powerful, making them successful is the outward, establishment of the greatness of our thinking. If you have good philosophy, but in practice it doesn't show results, then that philosophy has no meaning, no respect by anybody.
Yes.
And that is why the challenge in front of all Hindu organizations, and we are facing that challenge very successfully, I think, right now with God's grace and everybody's effort, is that slowly there is a resurgence. What we call resurgence is that slowly people are believing, yes, Hindus are successful, Hindus are powerful, Hindus are organized, Hindus are without any all these social malpractices or bad practices, and they are successful also and rich also. As this resurgence is happening, slowly the whole world is getting attracted again to Hindu thinking, because all other thinking, the Islamic thinking or the Christian thinking or the communist thinking or so-called, all these global market forces, all those things, they are not really, because of them no peace is growing. Everybody is at war in the world.
Yeah.
There is lot of dissatisfaction, there is lot of competition, and that is why there is lot of infighting. So selfishness is increasing. So that is worrying the humanity. That something new or something more lasting should be found. They look at the Hindu philosophy, but this is important when they look at Hindu philosophy and then they look at Hindu society and this country. So making this country powerful, successful and rich in every way, and making it without having any fault lines within itself, is a very important work, what we call Parama Vaibhav. It is that only.
Okay.
In every sense there should be greatness here.
Yeah.
Then that philosophy is vindicated.
Okay.
For the material success is also very, very important.
Okay. Paranji, you maybe rightly observed about Kerala, especially in the post-independent Kerala. The mindset of post-independent Kerala should be noted separately. Actually, in this last 75 years, you look into the realities in Kerala. This Kerala society, Kerala mindset is always thinking against what national Bharat is thinking. I will tell you one example. After in the election of 1977, even Indira Gandhi has lost hugely. But in Kerala has given 20 out of 20 seats to Congress. This is happening every time. If you observe, this is the situation in Kerala. So, this mindset has to be addressed separately. That's what it is my observation. And how you look into that?
See, Hindu organization is the answer. And addressing the Hindu mindset as we are addressing it everywhere. See, tactics and strategies may be different slightly, but the basic approach cannot change. If we think that something different, new is to be tried, then that will create a problem also. I feel that Kerala society is part of the total Hindu society.
Yeah.
It is part of this country.
Yeah.
So, like in a body, the fingers are different from the eyes or the ears. That type of differentness may be there. But unless we target on the inner lying oneness, we cannot have the answer. So when we are saying that we are different, that sense of that differentness should not go that we forget about the sense of oneness. I think that is what is happening many times here when I talk to many people, because Kerala are different. I saw that is the major base of talking. I think that is making us blind to what is common. we are so now, taken over by talking about the vividata, the different facets of our national life, that we do sometimes forget what brings us together and what are the things that depict oneness. This is only the oneness, feeling of oneness, that will keep us together. The more we talk about differentness, it will alienate us from the oneness. So, giving everybody their due of their, originality, still anybody who wants to do goodness, they have to talk more about the things that propagate oneness.
Okay.
Otherwise, there is a danger in this, very big danger.
Yeah, in this outlook.
Because then you are trying to create a different identity. And different identity will alienate from the energy and the force that belongs to that oneness.
Such mindset is growing like anything in Kerala, because Kerala is separate. Kerala is not like India.
No, that is the baseline.
Yeah.
That is the baseline of everybody.
Yeah.
And that is not a good baseline.
Yeah.
Everybody is different.
The only way is to
talk about the oneness and then try to adapt that here.
Okay.
We are not factory made products also. We have to remember that also. But we should not go away from the basic approach. If basic approach, because we feel that we are different, if we neglect that, then we are neglecting a very huge source of strength. And without strength, there is no answer.
Exactly. Okay, Paramji, thank you very much for your kind time and your kindness to have with us.
It is my pleasure.
So, thank you.